Back in the house with a 9-4.
You did good, sir.
I feel like Princess Peach, rose gold on my Mercedes. Rose gold on my bitch, looking like her name Mercedes. I need a hoe who down, my little eyes, what up, ladies? Switched out the friendly smile, but the face that reads, fuck you, pay me. Ain't got rabies, I just overdose off coke, and if I knew, they hope I die.
What's up, guys? My name is XiX from XiX Sports Network.
And I'm Ethan from Mistaken for Bacon.
And this is, I guess, a little special mini episode for the Instagram where obviously today is WrestleMania Day 1.
Yes, sir.
I'm excited. We're all excited. My team's excited. It doesn't stop licking me. That's pretty reasonable. We're actually going to be predicting our WrestleMania card for starting off with night 1 today. Obviously, if you watch the XiX show, we predict each and every NFL game where we're competing against each other. This is for fun, I guess. It's WrestleMania season. We have to take advantage. We have to have fun with it. Let's get it off.
Yeah, for sure.
Starting off with Rey Mysterio and the legendary luchador El Grande Americano. You want to go first?
Oh, man, guys. I'm a big fan of El Grande Americano, guys. You know, obviously, you guys, you know me. I'm a big lucha fan in general. But El Grande Americano, you know, he's such a legendary luchador. You know, he's been wrestling since the 50s. You know, he's been there a long time, guys. And now he's finally made his way in WWE, Sam. Like, it's crazy, you know. I love that guy. You know what I mean? Such a good wrestler in ring. You know what I mean? Such a good talent. You know, he reminds me of Chad Gable a little bit. You know what I mean? All right, guys, I'll cut the crap. I love Chad Gable. You know what I mean? He's one of my favorite wrestlers. He's honestly, guys, like I would say he's like a top 2, top 3 for me. He's underrated for me. You know, you guys know, everybody knows this. You know, I love him. And this luchador thing, it's kind of weird. It's kind of been kind of weird, but I love it. You know, it's funny. It's kind of a way to get him even more over, I think, than he was. And it's working. Obviously, you know, he's very funny, and he makes it work. And you know, it's gonna be a good match. But like I was telling Sam, though, apparently the Rey Mysterio is hurt or something, so this match might change. We might see, but regardless, I'm gonna take the legendary Grande Americano winning his first WrestleMania match. Gracias.
Me, on the other hand, I believe that Rey Mysterio is going to take the win. And he's going to end up unmasking El Grande Americano to reveal that it's Chad Gable.
Yeah.
Obviously, they've been teasing this whole thing, or they've been running this whole thing for a while now.
Yeah.
Remember when Chad Gable was teasing the whole, he's going to go to the dark arts, or he's going to go meet someone to learn the dark arts of Lucha Libre, and everybody was thinking it was Malachi Black.
Yeah.
And then, of course, it ended up, I don't know, I guess it was just for storyline.
Yeah.
But it's been going on for a minute. Grande Americano has had his way. I think Rey Mysterio is going to take it. And he's probably going to unmask so he can reveal that it's Chad Gable. Because if he wins, I feel like he can't fucking be El Grande Americano forever.
Yeah, that's true.
But I have Rey Mysterio winning it. Up next, you got Jade Cargill versus Naomi.
Oh, man, guys. Jade Cargill versus Naomi, guys. You know, there's 2 beautiful women, first off. But I think this match should be decent. You know what I mean? They've been building this match since Elimination Chamber. And technically before that, obviously, with, you know, I think Naomi's been, I think that happened in like November where
they attacked.
Yeah. So, you know, it's going to be interesting. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting match. I don't know who's going to win. You know, I think I'm a little undecided. I was kind of leaning towards Naomi, but I don't know. It's Jane or Naomi. Guys, fuck yeah, I would take Naomi. Like I was telling Sam, you know what I mean? I think Naomi's due for a big Mania win like this. You know, she's a veteran. You know, I like Naomi. You know, I love Jade Cargill. You know, 2 great wrestlers. I don't really care who wins this one. But I don't know. I think Naomi's gonna win. I have a hunch. But what do you think, Sam?
I don't know. This one's actually pretty hard too.
Yeah.
I feel like it could go either way, but I'm gonna take Jade Cargill on this one. It's a big singles match. Obviously, like the big reveal is kind of like a big face moment for Jade Cargill.
Yeah. So
I think they're gonna take advantage of that being WrestleMania, big event. Like there's nothing big like WrestleMania. And they're going to take advantage of Jade Cargill. The feud will probably continue after a little bit, though.
Yeah.
But I got Jade Cargill, for that one. Up next, you got the World Tag Team Championship match. Kind of a random match, to be honest.
Yeah.
The War Raiders taking on, the War Raiders, the Raw Tag Team Champions. I'm sorry, what the heck? Raw Tag Team Champions, ain't 2018 no more. The World Tag Team Champions taking on the New Day. The New Day.
The New Day, the Boo Day. This is a random match, honestly. It's kind of a match you probably just see on Raw. But I don't know, guys. I think Big E might show up in this one. Like, why would they put this match on WrestleMania if Big E was going to show up or something? Regardless if that happens or not, I just think the War Raiders, they're gonna take it. You know what I mean? They've been on a tear, since they beat Judgment Day for the tag titles. I forgot when that even was, guys. That was a long time ago at this point.
That was the one where JD McDonough got hurt. No?
Yeah, that was.
I miss my boy JD.
Mm-hmm.
He's one of my top favorites.
Yeah, he's excellent. But yeah, it's been a while since that happened. So they've had the belts for a while, and they've been very, they're a really good tag team. They've been impressive. It's inspiring to see. I forgot which one it was. I think it was Eric. He was out for like a year or two for the neck injury. Or whatever.
Oh, Ivar.
Oh, Ivar. There you go. And now obviously they're back together and tearing it up. But I don't see it going the New Day's way. Honestly, even though I like this new heel New Day. We haven't seen him heel since 2015. Close to when they began. I don't know. Like I just think that the War Raiders are on a tear and. They're going to continue in Las Vegas, Sam.
This is a random match, but I do like both teams. I don't know if I like the new... Well, it's not that I don't like the New Day. They just kind of been like stagnant since the whole heel turn.
Yeah.
At first, they were actually looking pretty interesting. They had the families involved.
Mm-hmm.
I think Big E was involved too when they said, like, what did he say? I don't care about your neck.
About your broken neck.
Yeah, but it was pretty cool. But it seems like it's gone stagnant. So you were saying you feel like a big moment's going to come out of it. Maybe it will. I feel like probably the New Day is gonna win.
Yeah, well,
probably end up becoming a new tag team champions.
That'd be crazy.
And then up next we got the United States Championship match: LA Knight versus one of my favorites too, the Samoan Werewolf, Jacob Fatu.
Guys, Jacob Fatu, guys, he is excellent, guys. You know what I mean? He is. It's crazy. He's ascended so far, and it's not even been a year since he's been on the roster, and he's already here with a big marquee match for the United States Championship. And I like LA Knight, guys, but I love Jacob Fatu. And I don't know if I should spend, that much time talking about this because I feel like it's going to be a quick match. I don't want to say it's going to be a squash match, but I feel like it could be kind of close to what you'd see what a squash match is, So, I don't know, guys. I just think that Jacob, there's no way he loses this.
Yeah.
I think if you could bet on WWE and you could put money on it, I would put money on this one. You know what I mean? Like, Jacob Fatu, he's so popular. He's selling merch, and he's really good in the ring. He's really good with the story they've been building with, the bloodline and all. And it's probably caused more disillusion between the bloodline, because he's going to be on the top. And, yeah, I think that's what's going to happen. Jacob Fatu is going to be the new United States champion, so.
Yeah, no way Jacob Fatu loses this. Obviously, Jacob Fatu is one of the wrestlers that WWE actually, lets him no-sell, meaning they have a lot of freaking confidence in him.
Yeah.
LA Knight is cool. I'm honestly not the biggest LA Knight fan. I do like him, but I don't think he's I'm not lazy like all these freaking internet nerds are, or like that boy Thrash is. But no way he loses.
Yeah.
If like I said, I'm gonna agree with him that you can bet your whole house on it, and on Jacob Fatu winning it. Jacob Fatu is definitely taking it.
Yeah.
Up next, you got the World Heavyweight Championship match.
Man.
Gunther defending it against Jey Uso.
Guys.
I think we know who you're picking.
Yeah. You already know, guys. I got all the gear ready, guys. Guys, I love Jey Uso. I mean, bless you.
Bless you, Maxie.
I love Jey Uso, guys. It's been nearly 2 years now since he's been on this solo run, and the Royal Rumble win really sold me on him. Really, I mean, I like him the entire way. You know what I mean? He's been so entertaining to watch the past 2 years. But man, that Rumble win also surprised anyone. It was him and Cena last two, and I was convinced Cena was winning. You know what I mean? But Jay kind of countered the AA and pushed Cena off. Iconic. It was wild. You know what I mean? And now we're here at this point. The build at the beginning, it was a little bit slow. A lot of people really thought that. A lot of people were very critical of this match. It's a lot of internet versions, really. But I think everybody that is sane and likes WWE is looking forward to this match, and I think we're all excited for this match. It's gonna be a good match because the past month I think has really amped the build up. With Gunther, killing Jimmy Uso on that Raw. I think it was 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. And Gunther and Jay both had pretty strong promos this past Raw. It's gonna be good. It'll be decent. Cause a lot of Jay's decent in the ring. He's not the best, obviously, but he doesn't need to be. You know, what I mean? I think Gunther, I think can carry him to a good match. Uh, and to me, it's not about that. It's about the spectacle, guys, and that's why Jey Uso is where he is because he's brought the spectacle and he's a big star, and it's gonna be a while to see his match. Um, but yeah, what I mean, I was telling Sam I think it can go either way, because it could define either person's legacy. But right now, Jey Uso needs that win. I feel like I don't know why they would waste such a big Rumble moment like that on a loss or anything. Guys, I got my boy Jey Uso taking it in Geek Mania in Vegas, and he'll be the new World Heavyweight Champion.
I was telling Ethan as well, like they're making him look super weak right now. So no way in hell they're gonna. Well, not anymore after the whole promo that he had, but they were making him look super weak. So obviously it's a reason behind it. They're not gonna waste a Rumble spot on him getting squashed like the internet versions that he was saying are saying. But I have no doubt in my mind he ends up losing or winning. My bad, he ends up winning, which is gonna be funny if he ends up losing because then I'm gonna end up eating my words. But yeah, he ended up winning the Rumble spot. A lot of people kind of had that prediction that he was gonna win, but not a vast majority. He was a final two, like Ethan said. He ended up eliminating John Cena.
Yeah.
He has to win. No way he does not win. I think this is another pick that you can bet your house on and you might get it right. But I got Jey Uso as well.
Yeah.
And then up next, we got the World's Women's Championship match. Tiffany Stratton versus Mrs. 0-3 Charlotte Flair.
Oh, man, guys. Man, that promo got heated, guys. So, guys, that one was unscripted. It was personal. But I think it added, to this feud, because kind of in the same way that Jey Uso and Gunther was going, it felt a little flat for a little bit, you know what I mean? But I feel like the last couple of weeks they've been really able to build the pickup a lot more, and I've always liked Charlotte, you know what I mean? She's despised, but I think nobody can deny that she's very good in the ring. And I've always liked her since early on when she debuted. And she's had a bit. She's kind of like Roman Reigns, of the women's division. She's been in all these big WrestleMania marquee matches, for the title, and this is another one of them. But I think she's in that stage of her career where she's giving more back than she's taking, and I feel like that's why they built this because it's the two biggest blondes in wrestling, I think, right now, facing off. And I love Tiffy, guys. Who doesn't love Tiffy, right? She's a very excellent wrestler. She's beautiful, obviously, and she's quite. She's been a great champion, so far in the past couple months. I think it's gonna be a really good match. Honestly, I feel like, contrary to what a lot of people have been, believing about this match, it's not gonna be that great. I think it's gonna be a really good match. I don't think it's going to be anywhere close to as good as Charlotte had 2 years ago with Rhea. That was one of my favorite matches.
That was a really good match, yeah.
But I think it would be excellent. And like I said, I feel like Tiffy's going to go over in this one. She's going to take the win, and it's going to help solidify her as the top blonde in the WWE. It's Tiffy time, guys, and she's going to win and retain her title tomorrow night.
Tonight. I can't stand Charlotte Flair. Like, I really can't. She's a good wrestler. Don't get me wrong. Absolute good wrestler. But she's one of the wrestlers that WWE has forced down our throat.
Yeah.
And after a while, it does tend to be annoying. But I also don't blame them for making this marquee match. Like you said, the two biggest blondes in the WWE. But not only that, I feel like Tiffany Stratton is a really talented wrestler.
Yeah.
Honestly, all the women's division nowadays, they're really talented.
Yeah.
I'll point towards. Excuse me, I'm sick and I'm struggling trying to talk. But I'll point towards Bianca Belair versus Naomi match versus the Morgan Raquel Rodriguez. Yeah. That match was freaking awesome. I loved it.
That was solid.
You thought it was gonna end 3 times towards the end of the match, and it kept going and going, and it was amazing. I love watching the women's division, and I feel like this match probably won't steal the show with a lot of good matches here, but it really could show it could be a show stealer though. Maybe in one of the top second or third match, and I'm gonna say that because of the next match we're gonna predict, but I'll get there.
Yeah.
Both are really talented in the ring. I feel like in a way they're kind of relate to each other in the ring, where Tiffy has the whole gymnastics background, so you'll see her pop a flip or two. The PME, the prettiest moonsault ever.
Yeah.
It is a really pretty moonsault. We've seen Charlotte Flair do some moonsaults here and there too. I feel like they can actually relate to each other in the ring.
Yeah.
But I swear, if fucking Charlotte Flair wins, I'm gonna crash the fuck out, straight up. She's talented in the ring, but that doesn't mean she has to win every damn WrestleMania match that she's in.
Yeah.
Obviously, we saw Rhea beat her in the match you mentioned. I hope it happens here. And I'm going to pick Tiffany Stratton to take the win here.
Yeah.
Last but not least, Roman Reigns versus CM Punk versus Seth Rollins.
Now, guys, this is arguably one of the biggest main events of all time, I think, in WrestleMania history. I mean, this is three of the... I like how they've been saying the past couple weeks, like three of the biggest egos in wrestling. I think it's so funny. But it really is, and it's really three of the biggest, superstars that wrestling has ever seen, of the modern era, really. Roman's obviously, he's been big for the past 10 years, so has Seth. He's kind of played in the shadow, I think, of Roman a little bit. But I feel like in some respects, Seth has done more than Roman, you could say. You know what I mean? It kind of relates back to what, Roman said. He says that one promo where he's like, I work like 10 times less than you and I get paid 10 times more, whatever, So that's kind of what builds that part of the rivalry. And obviously, those two have animosity with the third man involved in the match, CM Punk, guys. And obviously, if you've been watching wrestling for a while, you know that CM Punk started the Shield. You know what I mean? He is the reason the Shield existed. And that's why I think this match is pretty cool, honestly. It's kind of a wild, triple threat match because it's, CM Punk versus, his proteges, in a way, you could say, So it's excellent to me. It's going to be really interesting. And they've tossed in Paul Heyman, just to add a little bit of drama to it, of course, because, Punk and Roman are obviously Paul Heyman guys. This is going to be a good match, Sam. I think regardless of who wins, it's going to be a good match. I think it's going to be excellent. I think there's no way it can be a bad match. I mean, these three guys are excellent workers, excellent storytellers, excellent everything. Like I said, there's a reason why they're in this, main event match. And, yeah, guys, it's going to be interesting. I don't know who's going to win, guys. I honestly don't know. It's going to be hard. I was telling Sam there's, some possibilities I think that can happen. One of them being CM Punk and Paul Heyman team up and win. But you know what? I'm going to play it safe because I have, picked a couple, oddballs out there. I'm going to pick my boy CM Punk winning his first ever WrestleMania main event, guys. And I think this ultimately will build to next year's main event, which will be Roman versus Roman versus Seth Rollins. I think it's going to be, big. But right now, it's Roman versus Punk versus Seth, arguably the biggest triple threat in WrestleMania history. There's two others I could think of, but we're not going to talk about those right now. Yeah, I think CM Punk is going to win, and he will be on top in Las Vegas.
Yeah, I also agree. This match could really go any other way as well. Any of them could win, and it will be okay. Like, it will be nothing bad towards the other wrestler.
Yeah.
But this is CM Punk's first WrestleMania main event. He's been vying for this WrestleMania main event for years. Took a freaking, 7-year break?
Yeah.
Yes, came back to that other company. And then he eventually came back to WWE. You knew this was inevitable. CM Punk has to win this. At first, I guess you could say it's kind of biased. Roman's have freaking main evented how many damn WrestleMania? It's 30.
Yeah.
And then Rollins, of course, he hasn't main evented as much, but he's been a freaking prominent role in WWE.
Yeah.
Whether it might be the freaking WrestleMania main event or not, he's always been a top player. But CM Punk has to take it. And who knows? Maybe he's right. The whole Paul Heyman turns his back on Roman, ends up giving CM Punk the win. Who knows? You also mentioned it earlier too. It could be Seth Rollins because remember Paul Heyman owes him a favor.
Yeah.
What if freaking they throw us a curveball and Seth Rollins ends up winning the match?
Yeah.
Lots to happen, but I got CM Punk. Other than that though, this is our WrestleMania Night 1 picks. Come back tomorrow morning for WrestleMania Night 2. Other than that, enjoy WrestleMania Night 1. Anything else?
Nah, you guys, just be prepared to yeet all over the place when Jey Uso dethrones Gunther and becomes a world champion for the first time in his career. Enjoy WrestleMania, guys.
Other than that, my name is XiX from XiX Sports Network.
I'm Ethan from Mistake for Bacon.
We'll catch you guys next time. I did my hand thing wrong. There you go.
Accomplished luchador who has been a star in the making in his recent arrival to WWE.
Ray Phoenix has set the world on fire thus far, but if he pulls a victory here, it really will be something